Some viewers may find this message disturbing or the photos associated with this message disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. As I was scrolling through TikTok, I bumped into a video of a male that was bragging about the black magic that he has done to other people. In this video, I have attached clips and footages of some of the conversations that this male was having, discussing the things that he has done while participating in black magic.
Let me tell y'all people something. Don't post up who you're dating if they're not spiritually protected. Why? Because there's people like me in the world. There's this enemy of mine. Listen, he cost me a relationship, right? So, ever since he cost me that relationship, every woman he posts up on social media, I cursed the black magic on every one of them and say, yeah, look at me, my boo. We're ever hugged up. About a week or two later, maybe a month later, broken up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's some haters. But when oh nah. For one, I'm gonna make sure every woman you post up on social media, nah, I'm not gonna let you have any woman. I'm not gonna let your love life be at peace. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying there's people out here that's like that.
Hi guys, good morning. I have a quick word for the individuals who are going through something very specific, okay? Those individuals who are dealing with someone who is dealing with a narc, that these are their specific traits and this is what they're specifically doing in your life. And mainly this is someone that is very close to you, or this is someone that is connected to you through blood, or this is someone that was a close friend, or someone that you've known for a very long time. Oftentimes the enemy will use these types of narcissists because they know more about you than a complete stranger. The enemy will always look for someone who is close to you, someone that knows a lot about you, someone that has access to you, someone that knows the personal details of your life. So most of the times it's someone that you grew up with, or it's someone that you've been friends with for a long time, or that you've worked with for a long time. But oftentimes the enemy will use someone who is this close to you because they have more details about you, right? If the enemy was to use a stranger to fulfill this specific task that he wants them to fulfill, then the stranger wouldn't have as much information about you for this to be successful, right? So the enemy has to use someone who knows every single thing about you, okay, and who has access to you. So again, he may use your family. He may use a lifelong friend, like someone that's not lifelong, but you know what I mean, like a very close friend that you had, someone that you grew up with, etc., right? He will use someone that has that type of access to you, because most of the times close friends oftentimes know the family. They know the mom, the dad, the sister, the brother. Oftentimes close friends are always coming over to the house, come over for occasions, right? Or it's an aunt, or it's a cousin, someone that grew up with you, okay? So yes, again, the enemy will use these people because that's what will make his assignment more successful, because they know they have access to you, okay? He may even use like a loved one, like someone that you're in a relationship with as well, that you've been with them for a very long time. So the worst type of narcissist that anyone could be dealing with, okay, they're all not good, but there's some people that have narcissistic traits, but they're not like evil. They just may just have like selfish tendencies. They may be very stubborn, very ignorant, very emotionless, but they're not evil. They're not wicked. They're not trying to kill you. You get what I'm saying? They're not trying to kill you and damage your life completely. They just have like this me selfish motive, right? So there's those narcissists. I did a video about spiritual narcissists, so you guys may want to check that out. But in this particular case, I'm talking about a very wicked narcissist. I'm talking about the type of person that they're into spiritual things. They're gifted in a sense where they can see in the dreams. They may have visions, but they also work with spiritualists. They work with occultists. They work with people who do witchcraft. I'm not talking about no plating, like someone just lighting candles and doing tarot. No, I'm talking about the high-ranking witches. I'm talking about these narcissists literally are associated and they are working with high-ranking occultists, people that have demonic altars, people who are sacrificing goats, who are sacrificing chickens, people who are burying stuff in the dirt. I'm talking about these high-ranking witches, the ones that you don't see online bragging about how much spell work they do.
I read my Bible every day, but just in case if a mother want to act up, I keep one of these.
The ones that you don't see online, trying to teach people how to do spells online, those are not high-ranking witches. Those are wannabe witches who want attention. Yeah, they may do spell work that may work, but it's it's light work. It's what I mean by light work is it's not affecting nobody like that. You get what I'm saying? The real high-ranking witches, you don't see them online. You don't see them in the public eye. You don't see them out there. They're very low-key. You don't see them out there. You don't see them, on social media. You don't see them, teaching people what they do. You don't see them doing any of that. These high-ranking witches, high-ranking warlocks, they are low-key, which means they don't have no social media. They are the ones that are being paid by the people who are on social media. They're the ones being paid by the family members that want to see you down. They're the ones being paid by these narcissists that you have to be careful of. Okay, they're the ones being paid by the main attackers. Usually when there's a main attacker attacking you, it's not usually them doing it themselves. They are paying someone to do it. Okay, they are paying, and they're willing to pay. They're open to pay. These people have the mentality of, you are never going to be successful in life. You're never going to go anywhere in life. I want to make sure you're miserable. I want to make sure you have no peace. Like, that's their mentality. They want revenge 24/7. They want altercation. They they strive off of drama. It's like they get fueled off of your, depression, off of you being down. It's like they always want to see you suffer, right? So the reason why I say these people are dangerous is because these are the people that are connected, that are associated with these undercover, with these behind the scenes, with these on the low, high ranking witches. Most of the times they will be paying people in places like Cuba, Haiti, New Orleans, Africa, the Caribbean, Mexico. They'll be paying people in these places where, killing a goat in your backyard is okay. Places where you can kill a chicken in your backyard. Places where they can do things like this, because you're not going to see someone killing a goat in their backyard in Toronto. Or you're not going to see someone killing a goat, in the backyard, so they oftentimes, pay occultists and spiritualists who are at these locations. There's other locations as well, but who are at locations where they can openly kill an animal and it's normal. Okay. These people, these are the worst types of narcissists, because these are the people that will attack every single thing in your life. So the people who are going through this right now, okay, God has a specific message for you, okay? Their time is up. Their time is up. These people, they have been doing this for a very long time to you guys. And I know it's not everyone going through something like this. Listen, I'm not talking about you just thinking someone's doing something, but you have no confirmation, or you suspected someone's doing it, but you ain't got no confirmation. I'm talking about this has been a long time coming. This has been something that has been literally affecting you for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 20 years, 30 years, your whole life. Whatever age you are, this is something that has been affecting you for a very long time, and it is due to a specific person who is the ringleader, who is the puppet master, who is connecting with that person, that person, that person, that person, that person. Usually the narcissist that is paying people is in the middle, and they have an occultist in this country, they have an occultist in that country, they have an occultist spiritualist in that country, they have this family member up against you, that friend up against you, that thing. It's like they're in the middle, and they have all these different puppet strings. They have all these different puppet strings, and they're the mastermind of everybody that is coming up against you. Okay, even strangers, because there's specific spell works that they do, that they pay the occultists to do, to where people want to attack you when they see you. They don't know you. They don't know anything about you. But because what they do is whatever they do in their ritual, it's your photo, it's your name, it's your belonging, it's your hair, it's your clothes, whatever ritual they're doing, they're putting you as the main, they're putting you as the main ingredient, basically. And because you are the main ingredient, you are the person that will most likely go through these attempts of attacks, right? And what they'll do is now everywhere you go, it's like you have this specific, energy about you where every time someone looks at you, they don't like you. They get bad vibes off you. They feel like you're a bad person, and people just want to attack you and they don't know why. People just don't like you and they don't know why. They just hate you and they don't know why.
See, if you do black magic on someone in jail or prison, there's a great chance or likelihood that the inmates may take justice in their hands and put some steel in that person's plate.
And this has happened to so many of you guys your whole life, but this is what they do to cause rejection. I talked about this yesterday, right? But like I said, this person in the middle is, this narc is in the middle, and they're the puppet master. So they're going to go to this occultist, they're going to go to that occultist. They may have 20 different occultists, spiritualists, 5 different spiritualists. When one person's work is not working, they're paying someone else to do it. When their work is not working, they have someone else they're paying. When their work is not working, they go to someone else. So they're bouncing back and forth to spiritualists to make sure they take you out, to make sure they're making your life a living hell. They're going back and forth with people. On top of that, if they see that one person's work is not working and a bunch of their works are not working, they will end up paying all these people at the same time for them to do the work at the same time. And that's usually when you get hit with this heavy witchcraft. You're like, what the heck is going on here? Why do I feel so heavy? My gosh, I can't even breathe right now. I can't even walk right now. I feel like my body's stuck to the bed. My body's stuck to the couch. I feel like walking to the kitchen is a marathon. That's because you may be hit with like 5 or 6 different witchcraft attempts at the same time. Right? This narcissist is a mastermind. Okay, this narcissist is in control of all the people. You have to understand that a lot of people that are into this stuff, the reason why they pay people in Africa, they pay people in Jamaica, they pay people in Cuba, they pay people in countries where the currency is very low. As in, if they were to pay someone that is high ranking in like Europe, or someone that's high ranking, in Europe or something, they may charge thousands and thousands of dollars. Where if they pay someone in Jamaica and Haiti and Cuba and Mexico, or, Philippines, or they pay someone in, even in New Orleans, it's going to be expensive, right? They'll pay people in these low currency countries because, $20 American will go a long way in Cuba. $20 Canadian or $20 in European will go a long way, in euros will go a long way in Cuba, right? So a person in Cuba may say, oh yeah, I will attack him or her and I will do the ritual, but I'm going to charge you $400 Canadian or USD or 400 euros. That's nothing to the person that is paying.
You want to know why they call me No One Else Will? Because if a female tries to leave me, if I can't have her, no one else will.
My name is Toshina Patterson, and this is my 10-month-old daughter, Soraya Paulwell. She is also the daughter of Philip Paulwell, Member of Parliament for the constituency of Kingston East in Jamaica. On September 9th, 2023, at about 7 a.m., Leota Bradshaw, Philip's other baby mother, pulled up to my house on Gilmore Drive, Kingston 20. She had been blowing up my phone trying to get me out of my house. I went outside with Soraya and got into the vehicle. We were there for about 22 minutes when we went with Leota. Little did I know Leota had been plotting. On the 5th of September, Leota had contacted me on Facebook claiming to be Philip's wife after learning about my baby from a strange page with a PNP logo on it, going by the name Jessica Dean. Who was that? We had a brief conversation because I blocked her after she suggested that I do a DNA test for my child to prove that Philip was her father. The next day, she came to Jamaica on a wicked mission. September 6th, the very next day, she was in Jamaica and linked up with her cousin, Roland Balfour, and together they contracted men to murder me and my innocent child for 500,000 Jamaican dollars. They met up with a man called Roshane Miller and another man called Richard Brown to arrange the heartless acts. She gave them a down payment of 100,000 Jamaican dollars and assured them that she will give them the rest once me and my baby are no longer breathing. The men went to my address that night to scope out the area. They met with Leota in Stony Hill, where she had been staying, and had an official meeting on how exactly they were going to get rid of us. After the SUV drove off with me and my baby that morning, they took us to Waraka Hill. My baby was a happy, loving baby. She was there in her little pink onesie, playing with the men who were there with Leota. Suddenly, the mood shifted. I caught on that something was wrong. I realized that I had made a horrible mistake. My poor innocent baby watched me as I begged for her life, but their minds were made up. Leota was their dictator. I could see exactly what was going on, but I just wanted my baby to be safe. One of the men shot my baby in her head, then emptied 3 shots into her lifeless body. It was now my turn. He pointed the gun to my head, and the last words I heard was, "Leave people man alone." Our charred, decomposing remains were found in Warika Hill after one of the men who is responsible for our horrific demise confessed to the police out of fear of dying by the hands of another hitman. We need justice to the full extent of the law. Jamaica, don't fail.
So they would prefer to go to countries where they have the tools, where they have the backyards to do these rituals, right? Where there's going to be no one questioning them if they kill an animal to do it, right? They would prefer to pay people, and they're paying less money. And you have to remember something. People in these countries, spiritualists and occultists in these countries, they don't mind doing the work because they're struggling. They don't have the necessities. They don't have the lifestyles that we have. They don't have the opportunities that we have in the Western countries, right? So these people in these countries, yeah, they may not think about your heart. They may not think about you being a good person. They may not even care if you're a child of God. You get what I'm saying? Until God lashes them, right? They may not care until God lashes them. But at the same time, you have to understand that they're more open to accepting these offers because their lifestyle, their way of living is lower than the average American and the average Canadian and the average European, right? So I want to remind you guys about that. But this is the main narcissist that is very dangerous and that many people have to be careful of. This narcissist will destroy anyone that comes in your life. This is why if it doesn't matter, even if you're not a chosen child of God, okay? But if you are dealing with this situation right here, most of the times you have to be careful of what you're posting online. You can't just post every friend that you have, especially if it's a close friend. You have to be careful because if you post that close friend, this narcissist will attack that friend. Because the mentality of this narcissist is, I want revenge. I don't want you to be happy at all. I don't want you to be with anybody. I want you to be alone. I want you to be miserable. I don't want anything in your life to succeed. I want to see your downfall. I want to see everything. And most of the times it is someone that's close to you because they have to use little small things that they know about you. They have to tell the spiritualist, the occultist details about your life, because the more the spiritualist and the occultist knows about you, the more detailed they can be with their work. The only way an occultist and a spiritualist can do the work that they need to do is they need details about you. The only person that's going to know details about you is yourself, God, and the people that you grew up with. You get it? So it's going to obviously be someone that you grew up with, someone that is close to you. Okay. Even if you guys are not associating with each other or not friends anymore, or you're not talking to each other anymore, they know details about you. They know your name, your date of birth. They know your favorite color. They know things that you like because they've been around you in the past, right? So the spiritualist, the more details the spiritualist has, the more detailed they can be in their work, and the more specific they can be. Therefore, they can attack specific things in your life, right? Because these specific things are a part of what? Your identity. These specific things are part of what? Your characteristics. These specific things are a part of what? Your routine. Okay? Because whoever was eyeing you, whoever was observing you, whoever was monitoring you, they know your routine. They know things about your personality. Like, what do you like to do? Okay, this person likes art. This person likes to write. This person likes to draw. This person likes designing. This person, is good at math. This person is good at teaching. When they know these types of things, that's when they can use this in their craft to suppress your strengths. Right? Because if they know that these are amazing qualities about you, and these are most likely the qualities that's going to lead you to success, they will try to suppress these specific qualities, these specific strengths. So then every time you try to do what you love to do, if let's just say that you like to write, every time you try to write, you feel fogged, you can't write. Every time you go to school and you're doing math, you can't even think, and you're like, whoa, I'm a mathematician. What is going on here? How come I can't answer this question? Because they are targeting specific strengths. That's what they have to do. They have to target your strengths, okay, in order for you to be weak. You get it? They're very organized with this stuff. I wish a lot more people that love God will come together and be way more organized when it comes to praying and fasting against these things. Because if we came together as a whole and did that, do you know how much power we would have over this? Do you know how much people would be defeated? You know what I mean? So, and this is what causes a lot of divisions in the church. So these people will attack your friends. They will attack people that you post online. They will attack your employers.
See, I don't like getting the law involved in things that I do. But if I'm going to call the cops or get the law involved in a personal situation, best believe if this person that I'm beefing with or have problems with is messing with me and I have to handle it legally, oh, best believe if that person got a lawyer, they getting cursed. If they got witnesses, they getting cursed. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, I'm going to fix it so that the judge looks at me in favor. And then on top of that, I'm going to come back and do more black magic on you.
They will, if they know, okay, you work at this company, this is the company you work at, this is your position at the company, this is your boss's name, this is your manager's name, they will attack your manager and your manager will attack you. So a lot of times the people that are attacking you guys, it's not necessarily, always because, they hate on you. Yeah, sometimes it is. If you're a true chosen child of God, you're going to get some hate from haters. People are just not going to like you. But sometimes it's also the main attacker that you have in your life is attacking the people that is connected to you, that is associated with you. They will attack your manager. Now your manager is attacking you and you're thinking your manager is attacking you, not realizing that the person that is your main attacker knows your manager, knows your manager's name, knows where you work. And because of that, now they have your workplace on their demonic altar. Now they have your manager's name on the demonic altar, but they also have your information on the same demonic altar. Now the request that is being given to the spirit that is attacking your manager, the request is that they want the manager to attack you. So they're giving specific requests to these spirits, okay? To these spirits, and these spirits are fulfilling their requests. Okay, so they also do this with relationships. Okay, so if you're here posting your husband or your wife online, etc., now the main narc who does not want to see you happy is going to bring that photo of your husband or your wife to that spiritualist and try to attack your husband or your wife.
Let me tell y'all people something. Don't post up who you're dating if they're not spiritually protected. Why? Because there's people like me in the world. There's this enemy of mine. Listen, he cost me a relationship, right? So, ever since he cost me that relationship, every woman he posted up on social media, I cursed and put black magic on every one of them. And say, yeah, look at me, my boo. We're ever hugged up. About a week or two later, maybe a month later, broken up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's some hater shit.
Now your husband and your wife wants to cheat on you. Now your husband and your wife wants to attack you. Now your husband and wife is falling out of love with you and you don't know why. Now they just start being annoyed just from being around you. And you're like, what's going on? You were so in love with me. Now you're annoyed just being around me. It's because the narc, the person that is mainly in the middle, that's goal is to make sure you don't succeed. They are now targeting your partner to come up against you. So every little thing, any person that is connected to you that you reveal that they know about, they'll bring these details to the occultist, to the spiritualist. Again, I'm going to remind you, okay? The more details they have, the more specific they can be in their craft, the more effect it will have on you, right? Now, this is why I say this is a very dangerous person. So many of you guys that have been dealing with this particular person who has attacked everyone that came around you or anyone that came in your life, and this has caused you to be lonely for years. This has caused you to be attacked from people out of nowhere. This has caused you to lose friendships. This has caused you to always be hurt, always be abandoned or rejected in a relationship, because now partners don't want to be with you. People don't want to be with you. You're noticing, wow, I'm single and no one's wanting to date me. This has been an effect your whole entire life, or for many, many years, because of one specific person who is the mastermind, who is the puppet master. Okay? God says their time is up. Okay? Now, I want to specifically talk to you about something, things that you have to do if you're still going through this, things that will help the situation. Okay? Prayer will always help the situation. You should never, for once, because you're so overwhelmed with what's going on, deter yourself from God. Because let me tell you something, a situation like this, nobody is going to understand you. Nobody. Okay? No one is going to understand you other than God himself, other than a servant of God who goes through the same things or who has wisdom about it. But again, it still connects to who? God. So no one's going to understand you more than God. Okay? So prayer is so important despite how weary you feel. It's so important. I can't express it. Okay? Fasting will break this. Fasting. I'm going to tell you what type of fast will break this. I know a lot of people say, hey, go into a 3-day fast, Esther fast, or a Daniel fast. You have to understand that some fasts are, fasting is strong, fasting is powerful, but for certain things, you have to do a stronger type of fast. For instance, whenever you are breaking witchcraft, a curse, any type of spell or any type of thing that was done to you, or your spirit being bound or bind, whatever, your spirit being binded in the spiritual realm, you'll always know, because you feel like you feel claustrophobic, you feel like your spirit is tied up somewhere.
When I'm romantically involved with a woman, even when she says we're not together, we're still together. She just hasn't come to terms with it yet.
Can't move. It feels like you can't move in life. It feels like someone has control over your mind. Someone has control over your body. You're like, what is going on? It feels like you have no control over your body or your mind. That's when you know you're binded, and that's a hypnosis type of binding. Okay. Certain fasts are good for certain things. So if you're breaking something strong like this, you may not want to do a Daniel fast. Daniel fast is mainly for more clarity, understanding, getting rid of fogginess and uncertainty and confusion. Okay, because Daniel fast is for you to be able to interpret better, be able to see more, hear more, feel more, to be more clear. Daniel fast is really good for your gifts. It's very good for your gifts, right? You need to go into a sacrificial type of fasts, whereas you will kind of suffer through your fast, okay? But it's for the best, because you're gonna break it. And the best type of fast to break things like this are a mixture of dry and water. The best type of fast, and again, you only go into this fast if God leads you into it, not on your own, okay? Or if you're attacked like this and you're like, I can't really hear from God, I'm not clear on what's going on, I can't hear instructions, I don't feel sensitive. Sometimes they do think to where you're fogged. Your spirit is not as sensitive anymore because there's a block. It feels like there's a block. You can't feel anything, hear anything. You're fogged. And they do this to block you from receiving instructions, to block you from seeing, to block you from hearing. It's like there's so much warfare going on. It's almost like it's too loud. It's too noisy. It's just too much, right? So the best type of fast is a dry mix with a water fast. Whereas you go into a dry fast for 3 days. No water, no food. Right? You always want to start the fast 12 o'clock midnight, because that is the beginning of the next day. You see what I'm saying? And you want to do a dry fast for 3 days. After 3 days is up at 12 midnight, the end of the third day, the fourth day, basically 12 midnight, you now go into a water fast. And you do the water fast as long as you can, as long as God tells you to, actually. So I'm not saying do the water fast for 40 days, no, 50 days. No, what I'm saying is, if you say, okay, God, I'm doing a 3-day dry fast, I'm going to do the water fast for another 3 days, for another 4 days, for 5 days, for 6 days. Sometimes God will say, okay, do it for 2 days. So you do 5-day fast, 3 days dry fast, 2 days water fast, and then God may tell you, okay, now do an extra 3 days. The reason why God will do that is because you have to understand something. Before instructions are given to you and before clarity is received, sometimes you have to break the fog. And sometimes the 3-day dry fast alone is breaking the fog, breaking the witchcraft, breaking the curse, breaking the spells. Those 3 days of dry fasting broke that. And the remainder 2 days of water, the remainder 4 days of water now is more for you to receive instructions. Now that you've broken what was blocking you from receiving your instructions, now you can receive your instructions for the remainder of the fast, right? And again, it depends on what you're breaking. It depends how strong it is, because sometimes you'll receive your instructions even while breaking it. So the 3-day dry fast may just be enough, right? I also want to remind you why it's important to complete your fast, because this may sound really harsh, but I'm being very honest with you. Okay? An example of Esther and Haman. When Esther finished the 3-day dry fast, what happened to Haman, the enemy? He got impaled on the pole. He passed. He died, right? Do you know that when you fast, your fast, whatever that's being done to you, every time an occultist does something to you and it's something related to death, wanting to kill you, remember that they have to request certain things from the spirits. Like, they have to ask the spirits to do certain things. The enemy does not do things for free. The devil does not do things for free. The devil will always collect, right? So sometimes the spiritualists will put their life on the line and will say, okay, I want this person to die, and if they don't die, I'll die, because they're so confident in that what they're going to do is going to work. What happens when you complete your fast, this happened to some people. I'm going to tell you guys some things. Is once you complete your fast, whoever attacked you, sometimes they will pass. Sometimes they'll get extremely sick, okay? And sometimes they'll even lose a family member. So what they try to do to you will automatically backtrack onto them, and it will affect them in their life, okay? That's why completing a fast is so important, especially when it comes to a fast that you're doing to break something that someone is trying to do to kill you. Most of the times when this happens, where your attacker loses a loved one, or your attacker gets extremely sick, your attacker ends up getting some sort of like permanent sickness, or your attacker passes away, usually what that means is that the type of attack they sent you had something to do with goat blood. Okay, because goat blood means, when they use goat blood, that means they are directly entering an oath with Satan, as in like they're talking to the devil directly with their requests. This is not just, I'm talking to a spirit. Now they're talking to the devil directly with their request, and the devil will send the spirit for them, right? So that's why they use goat blood, because goat blood is connected to the devil. Okay, it's like an automatic door opener, automatic portal that is opened for them to have that connect. And so usually when goat blood is involved, it means someone is going to die. Okay, and if you are a child of God, God is not going to make you die. He will not let you die. Even if you don't finish your fast, he will not let you die. But in order for it to backfire, where it affects them, your fast has to be completed. This is why when Esther completed her fast, Haman died. Okay, so I'm giving you this example. Okay, I'm just telling y'all the truth. Okay, so fasting definitely helps. Completing your fast is important. If you don't complete it, God may have you go back into it another day and complete it, right? Another thing that helps, you got to stay very clear of the person that has been attacking you, mainly who's the puppet master. You got to stay clear of this person. You cannot let them have any access to you. You cannot even let them have any access to your energy. Okay, because the spirit that they are operating under, we don't battle against flesh and blood, but we battle against spiritual principalities. The spirit they're operating under is a very demonic spirit. It's one of the most strongest spirits that Satan will use, because Satan has to use that strong spirit to attack you, because if he attacks you, he's attacking God's assignment. So he has to use the strongest spirit to attack one of God's chosen, and he will use the person that is close to the chosen. Okay, he doesn't care if the person that's attacking the chosen, something happens to them. He doesn't care. That's the thing. These people are doing this thing thinking like, oh, I'm going to hurt this person, not realizing that God's word, touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm, is completely valid. And Satan doesn't care if that person loses their life over touching God's anointed. He doesn't care. But when a person is stuck in their ways and selfish, and that's all they care about, and they go up against an anointed, they end up extremely sick, or they end up passing, right? Or they end up losing a very close loved one that is important to them, right? So they don't understand how powerful God truly is and just how serious he is about not touching his anointed or his prophets. They think it's a play thing, you know? So again, stay very clear of the puppet master. Stay very clear of the puppet master. Stay very clear of anyone associated to the puppet master or connected to the puppet master. Again, remember something. The more information they have, the more detailed they can be in their work. So if you are around someone that's communicating with a puppet master, that is friends with a puppet master, or that has ties to the puppet master, then that means the person that you're around, it's more easier to access information about you, because the person you're around may know certain things about you that the puppet master doesn't know. They may know updated information about your life the puppet master doesn't know. Your new relationship, your new job, your new business, things that the puppet master does not know. For instance, you may have changed your Instagram name, or you may have changed your business name. The puppet master cannot find you to put your business on an altar. They can't find you to put your Instagram or find your new updated photos to put on an altar. Because remember something, although they put photos on an altar, right? If your image change, as in like they may have put a photo from like 2014 on the demonic altar, but now, you know, the photo they put on 2014, there's a lot that changed about you. Remember, energy changes, energy shifts. They have to be as close to your energy as possible. They have to put everything about you on the altar associated with your strengths, your weaknesses, the new things happening in your life, characteristics and traits, things that are so connected to you to where it can have more of an effect on you. So let's just say 2014, you had a very, or 2013, whatever year, you had a wild lifestyle. You were drinking a lot, you're partying a lot. Your job may have even been, you know, a telemarketer or something like that. You may have dropped out of school. You may have had red hair, or you may have had blue hair, or you may have had black hair at the time. You may have looked completely different, right? Let's just say they had all those photos of you at that age on the altar, because that age, the photos that you took around that time frame represents who you are in that day and age. Okay, it represents that who you are back then, right? That current energy state. Now, let's just say 2023 now, you have a whole new Instagram. You changed your Instagram name. It's a name that's not your first name. Now they can't find you. Your photos are updated. Now you no longer look the same. Your job is, you're at corporate now. You know, you're at corporate now, and you have a nice car, a nice home. You have a husband or wife now. And let's just say that your hair is totally different. Your features look different because you lost a lot of weight. You're now fit, right? Your mentality has changed. The way you view life has changed. Your morals and standards and everything about you has changed, right? Except your name, your date of birth, all of that, right? So now the energy that they are using on the altar to connect to you, it's the old you. It's not who you are now. It's not the improved you. So you may feel a little bit of the effects, but it won't affect you that much. So they have no updated information about you. That's why it doesn't work, right? Now, if you're connected to someone that's connected to them, and they say, oh, I know so-and-so, or I haven't spoken to so-and-so in so long, how is he or she doing? And they're talking to the person that's connected to you, the person that's the middleman, and the middleman has no idea that they're being used. Oh yeah, I spoke to him the other day. He just got a new job at corporate. Oh my gosh, how can I get it? This is now the narcissist. How can I get in contact with him? Oh, here's his new Instagram, here's his Facebook, here's his LinkedIn. Here, now they have more information that's attached, that's associated with your current energy state. And they can put that on the altar. Energy is an important factor in witchcraft. Energy is an important factor in demonic altar work. Okay. So, and how do I know this? Let me give you a quick testimony. I moved out of a family member's house. Okay. This family member was paying women in Jamaica to attack me. Okay. And when I moved out of her house, I was still under attack. All right. I was still under attack. However, she had no idea what my job was. She had no idea what I was taking in school, because I lied to her and told her I was taking business, but I was taking something completely different, right? She had no idea where I lived. She had no idea about things about my life, nothing. Not even where I got my money from, what type of business I had. She had no idea about these things. So even when I moved away from her, the witchcraft started to get better. As in, like, I didn't feel it as much anymore. So I moved from her house, and I noticed, like, the spell work was wearing off. I wasn't losing hair anymore. My hair started to grow again. My skin was clearing up. I was going to the gym. I had a personal trainer. I was so fit. Like, it was like I was feeling so good. You know what I mean? And this was in 2019, 2019. My business was growing. I started getting a lot of, making a lot of income. I was in school. You know what I mean? My grades are good in school, minus the last, what do you call it? The last course in school that I had to do to graduate. But my grades were in school. So things, even though I was going through warfare, it wasn't intense. And when I left her house, it died down. So it wasn't as bad, right? It was when, I'm going to keep it real. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm not going to lie to you guys. My mom pays people to do witchcraft on me. Okay? She's been doing this for a very long time. She does it. She's done it to affect my relationships, people who are close to me, my money, my emotional, mental state. Every time I'm around her, I get sick. I throw up. My hair falls out. She's been abusive to me since I was a kid, mentally, physically, emotionally. The system wanted me to sue her. I didn't sue her. I told them I'm not going to sue my mom. But the government system wanted me to sue her because of the abuse I endured. I was in and out of psych wards growing up. Almost committed suicide so many times because of her. She would tell me things like, kill yourself, I hate you, things like that, right? But in front of other people, she would act different. So my mom, she's like that. She's done witchcraft on a lot of people behind their backs, okay? So what ended up happening was when I moved away from her, everything was starting to, like, get better in my life, right? And this was after school. Now I graduated school. I wanted to treat myself, and I wanted to treat my brother. My brother lives with her. So what I did was I told my brother, hey, let's go on vacation. I think I told some of you guys a story. I told my brother, let's go on vacation. I paid for tickets for us to go to Mexico. I paid for my sister's ticket in Florida to come with us to Mexico. We all went to Mexico, me, my brother, my sister. I got us all hotel rooms. We had a blast, everything like that. My brother, not knowing that my mom was doing this stuff to me. Remember, in this case, he's the middleman. He doesn't know. So he's communicating with my mom. My mom's texting him and asking him information about me, but he doesn't know that my mom is asking him these information because she needs new information to give to the lady in Jamaica. She needs updated information. So she asked my brother so many things. And I don't know what my brother told her, but he had no idea what was going on. So there was times on the trip where he would say to me, hey, you should call mom. She's asking me so much about you. And I'm like, no, I'm not calling her. He kept asking me to call her. Like, just call her. Just talk to her. She misses you. So she was using him to try to get him to convince me to call her so she can get information from me. Because remember, he didn't know much information about me. He only knew that I had a nice job. He only knew that I graduated school. He only knew that about me, right? He didn't know much more about me. She didn't even have my Facebook at the time because I blocked her. She didn't have access to my social media at that time. So what ended up happening was I would say maybe 3 days before we left, 3 days left of our trip. Remember, the whole half of the trip, I think we went for 7 days. So yeah, the 3 days left of the trip. So the first 4 days of the trip, I had a blast. I had the most fun in my life that I haven't had in a long time. And my brother and me were bonding, everything. And my sister were bonding. My sister is a woman of God, so she's here praying over me. Like, she was praying over me, and she took out the Bible. So most of the time she was Bible studying, and I'm here, my brother, just having fun. So 4 days, my trip was a blast. I was laughing, everything like that. I would say the third last day of the trip, I decided, I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna talk to her. And I had some drinks in me, right? I had a couple drinks in me. I wasn't drunk, but I had some drinks in me. So I wasn't thinking. I wasn't a sober mind. This is why God says be sober minded. I wasn't sober minded. So when you have a couple drinks in you, you're happy. You want to talk to everybody, even your enemies. This is why the Bible says be sober minded. I let my wall down. I went on the phone with her. I started talking to her. About my business, my graduation. I unblocked her from Facebook. I unblocked her from Instagram. So when she types in my name, she can see me. And I was telling her, like, I like to travel. I'm going to be traveling the world, how God is going to advance my businesses and how I'm growing and all that. And I was still a baby in Christ then. I'm still a baby in Christ now, but this was 2019. So I wasn't like as involved with God as I am today, but I was hearing him, and I still have my gifts and stuff. So I was telling her things about like my prophecies. I had no idea I was going to have a ministry though, but I was telling her things about like my prophecies, not realizing that what I was doing. Y'all, I had to take this with my macho man. Sorry. So I started telling her things about my prophecies, and long and behold, she kept saying, "Oh, I'm so proud of you." Because I unblocked her from the Facebook. Literally, that same night, I kind of started to feel weird going to bed, and I wasn't sure why. The next day, I was feeling okay. The next day I was feeling okay, and literally, because I unblocked her from the Facebook, she had access to my Facebook now. So she was able to see all my photos of the trip, me on the trip with my brother. And I posted a photo of me in this dress with my red bottoms and everything. Not dress, sorry. It was like a 2-piece outfit with my red bottoms. After I posted that outfit, me and my sister went down to eat. My heel got caught in the escalator, and I almost fell backwards down the escalator. And I wasn't even drunk or nothing. I didn't even drink like that. I had a glass of wine because we went to the restaurant. Because we were supposed to go out later on. Later on, we were supposed to go to Playa de Carmen. And we didn't want to because she wasn't a drinker. I didn't want to drink more than wine because I'm like, if I go to Playa de Carmen, I'm going to have some mixed drinks and stuff like that. So I don't want to go and be too drunk. And we're outside the hotel, so it's not safe, right? So I just had a glass of wine. And I had a meal. So, my heel got stuck in the elevator and I almost fell backwards. Okay. Literally the maintenance man, somebody had to grab my hand, like grab me and pull me. When he pulled me, I jumped out and my heel was stuck in the escalator. The whole escalator got shut down. I almost fell on people, a woman and her kid, everything. If I would have fell backwards, the woman, her kid, and other people would have been affected by that. That was the first incident that happened after I got off the phone call with her. Okay. So I went upstairs to change my outfit, went to Playa de Carmen with my sister. The next day, I'm like, I still feel weird. I just feel weird. My stomach feels weird and everything like that. And then I noticed that I started shaking in the bed. Like this, whenever there's witchcraft being done to you, you tremble like you're in an ice bucket. Like someone puts you in ice. That's how much you start trembling. My thoughts started getting fogged again. I'm like, no, it's back. And the same feeling I was feeling, like witchcraft wise, was the same feeling I felt when I was staying with her, right? So it's like when you go through so much witchcraft attacks, you start to feel the difference between the symptoms, but you also start to feel the difference between the practitioners. I'm gonna teach you guys that in a video so you guys know. So you'll know if it's the same practitioner or if it's the same spiritualist doing it to you, or if they're doing the same type of work, because every spell they do to you, it feels different. It doesn't feel the same. They have similar symptoms, similar feelings, but they're all different. So the symptoms I was feeling and the familiarity of everything going on with me, my emotions, my thoughts, the mood, everything was when I was staying with her. I started trembling. Thank God my sister, a woman of God, she held my head, started praying over me, and she witnessed it. My brother came in the room, he witnessed it, and he was scared. He didn't know what was going on. He had no idea what was going on. I remember texting her and I said to her, can you take my photo off your Facebook? Because the photo that I took with me in that 2-piece, she ended up screenshotting the photo and she ended up posting it on her Facebook. And when she posted it on her Facebook, remember, her Facebook is connected to the witches that she pays. So she posted my photo on her Facebook and she said, I'm so proud of my daughter. Mind you, we have not spoken in maybe now a year and a half, 2018. Yeah, around a year and a half now we haven't spoken, but you're putting a photo saying I'm so proud of my daughter. And the spiritualist saw the photo and the spiritualist attacked me, and that was the most current photo of me, most current photo. So same hairstyle, shape, body, characteristics, mindset, everything. And remember, I unblocked her. So that's how I knew, right? told her, I'm like, they're doing stuff to me again. I'm like, whoever you're connected to on your Facebook, remove my photo because they're doing stuff to me. She's like, oh, you know, just pray it off. You know, she was just basically saying, you know, just pray it off, like trying to gaslight me. It's in your head, yada, 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 and all this stuff. So, you know what? After that, I'm just like, okay. I ended the conversation, a text message with her. I remember going to lie down. I remember God showing me the vision of this woman in Jamaica, this light-skinned woman in Jamaica. She has a really broad nose. And, you know, when I saw the woman, I was like, okay. And then I literally started to hear connected, right? So I'm like, okay, because my gifts were strong, but they're not as powerful as they are now. But I still was able to see the visions, and I was still able to receive warnings and stuff like that. So I was in bed all day that day, and you know, I was trembling. I couldn't stop pooping, because witchcraft will make you want to poop because you have so much anxiety, you have to poop. So it was so bad. It's like the whole rest of the trip, I was sad. I was depressed. I was hurt. I felt this sting in my heart, like I was heartbroken. I felt all this when I was staying with her. And all those feelings and emotions came back. Okay. And that's when I got home, God literally told me that she had an involvement with it. She was involved in it. And that she posted the photo knowing that the spiritualist was going to see it. Knowing that whoever she's connected was going to see it. So I remember I cut her off again. And I blocked her again when I got home. When I blocked her, the witchcraft started to get worse. Okay, so as in, now me coming home, my life is not the same. Now that I'm home, I'm fighting. I was already going through warfare, but now I'm fighting it 10 times worse now again. I also want to mention that this actually gave everything away. So my brother knew where I lived, because before our trip, he came to my house to stay the night so we can go to the airport in the morning together. I specifically told him, do not tell mom where I live, right? When I got home from the vacation, things started falling apart in the home. When things started falling apart in the home, I remember months later, before I moved out, I asked him, did you tell mom where I live? He said, yes. I'm like, when? He said, shortly after the vacation. I said, I told you not to tell her. He said, she tricked me into telling her, and I also did not want to lie to her. This explains why things were starting to fall apart and going wrong in the house. Not to mention, but upon everything, you know, falling apart, flooding, just things not going well, electronics being broken, my neighbors also started to dislike me after liking me for so long. My children started feeling uncomfortable in the unit. My landlord, who called me a really good tenant, remember, I've been there for a while, calling me a good tenant, paying my rent on time, paying my rent ahead, actually, and all of a sudden wanted me to leave, didn't want me to be there, because she just felt for some reason I wasn't fit to stay in her apartment anymore. And, you know, it was like people started turning against me. The concierge in the front building of the apartment did not even greet me the way that he used to. It's like people started turning against me, and by the ending of the year, I had to leave. All over again. Remember, when I left her house, the warfare died down. When I blocked her, everything was dying down. Now everything is being amped up every day. Now I'm fighting to keep my finances together. Now I'm fighting to keep the electronics devices in my house working, because things are breaking down. Things are flooding, washer and dryer is flooding, maintenance has to be done in the bathroom now. Like, there was just so much problems with daycare for my kids. Like, it was just so much. And it got to the point where now I'm noticing I'm being attacked more by people online on YouTube. Because at the time I had a YouTube channel that time, but I wasn't doing ministry at the time, right? So now I'm noticing a lot of people from the spiritual community started attacking me around that time, because I'm like, what? A lot of people never attacked me before. They all left me alone. Everybody was in their own lane. No one was attacking me. Now all of a sudden, everyone in the spiritual community is doing witchcraft on me. Like, not everyone, but you know what I mean? Like, the witches in the spiritual community are doing witchcraft on me. I'm seeing them in the spirit attacking me now. And because whatever she was doing, it was almost like she was trying to get people to jump on board. Okay, whatever she was paying a spiritualist to do, she was getting people to jump on board. And everyone started, I noticed that's when the specific woman in the spiritual community, She burnt my name on paper. My chest started burning. Like, you guys have no idea what I went through. That was around the time I had my encounter with Jesus again, where he came to me in the spirit, and he was hugging me and rubbing my back. And when I saw that vision laying down, I started crying. Like, I was bawling my eyes out. I started seeing orbs on my wall with my angel wing photos. Like, I was fighting for my life. I was playing Sarah Jakes Roberts, like, throughout the house. I was playing worship music, and I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, I went from being okay to all of a sudden everyone in the spiritual community is attacking me now. All of a sudden people are throwing shots at me and attacking me in the spirit now. And I couldn't understand what was happening, and it got to a point where even Christians started to come online and attack me, saying how, you know, I don't know God and all this stuff. And I'm just like, what is going on? And then I remember my kingdom husband came and told me, you're gonna have to change your path soon. I'm like, I know, God already told me. And he was saying, yeah, because it's gonna get worse now. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So he was basically like warning me. He was trying to warn me. And yeah, so it was so much. And then I remember God telling me go to Bali to, you know, to take a break. I needed a break. So when I came back from Bali, I'm telling you, there was so much going. It got worse when I came back from Bali. So basically now she knew my business name. She knew everything I was doing. She knew my social media. Like, she had updated photos. So I'm pretty sure she started screenshotting photos to keep them in her phone before I blocked her. Because if she can screenshot that one photo and post it on her Facebook, imagine how many other photos she screenshot.
Sometimes people stalk your page because they want to see if the spell is working. I know all about that because I do it all the time.
So that's what I mean when I say you got to be careful with associating yourself with the main attacker and people that are associated with the main attacker, because they know how to work their way around to get information from people about you. Okay, they know how to work their way around it. And the spiritualists, some of the spiritualists will even tell them, oh, all you need is the hair, all you need is this, all you need is that. So you can go to someone's house that knows your main attacker, go there, you may leave something there. You may leave your pen there, you may leave like your charger there, and you know, the attacker may even talk to the person whose house you went to, and they may say, yeah, she left her charger here. The attacker will go there and be like, oh, I'll bring it to her, or go there and try to go around the area where you were sitting. Like, I'm telling you, it's very deep. It's very deep. Very deep. You want to block them from your social media. Block your main attacker from all your social medias. Yeah, they can create fake accounts. They can create fake accounts and they can still stalk you. So blocking them won't really do anything, but it's still good to do it. Do you get what I'm saying? It's still good to do it, because they would have to really go out of their way to really try to figure things out. So if you don't have a business, if you're not a public figure, the smartest thing to do is to change your social media name after blocking them, so your name doesn't associate with your page. And if they type in your name, you won't pop up. If they type in your name from a fake account, you won't pop up. Okay, so it's different when you have a business, or if you're like on a public platform and you're not, you know, social media is a part of your business, because social media is a part of everyone's business, right? Because even like companies, because they have to advertise and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to kind of get away from that completely if you have a business. But this is where you have to anoint and pray over your business every day. Okay, you got to pray, anoint every day. You got to pray that every attack against your business, against your finances, it's canceled. It is canceled. It is void. It will not have no effect on your business. Like, you got to make sure you say these prayers every day. And also, again, this is why fasting is important, because fasting will break things. Okay, so block them from your social media. And if it's a situation where you can't change your business, your name or anything like that because of a business, then make sure you're doing the same things that you do for yourself when you're praying for yourself and when you're fasting for yourself. Make sure you are doing the same thing for your business. If you have a social media that's open and you're a public figure, share what you're okay with. Share what you're okay with sharing. As in, like, anything you share, they will try to attack. If they see that you're in another country, they'll try to mess with your vacation. So if you go to Greece and you post while you're in Greece, they will try to mess with you, so your vacation is now messed up. Okay, If you post your hotel name, ooh, that's even worse. Now you're having problems in your hotel. Housekeeping's not coming in time. Your credit card's not working now all of a sudden. There's money on it, but for some reason it's not working. You're having a lot of issues. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and the more information they have, the more they can use. The more current, updated information they have, the more current and updated their witchcraft and spell work against you will be. So you have to see it like that. Do not post what you're not okay with being attacked. Okay? So, of course, pray over your family, your children. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, because they will even use children. They will use family, they'll use children. Children will have nightmares and all this stuff, right? So you got to pray over your family and children. So do not post your car on social media. Never do that. That's the most, excuse my language, but the most stupidest thing you can do for someone to attack you. I've posted my car one time on a story and then I deleted it. But it wasn't like the full part of my car. I was just posting the corner because I was doing some maintenance work. And then I deleted it. Okay. Do not post do not post what you're not okay with being attacked. Okay. Post what you know that if they attack it, it won't affect you right then and there because it's past tense. You get it? Because energy, I'm telling you, energy changes all the time. So the energy that you were operating through, as in like your feelings, your emotions, your mental state on vacation, it's almost like that's going to shift now, because if you post you're on vacation, you're not even there no more. You're already home. You know what I mean? Like, you're already home now, right? So if you do go on vacation, don't post like too much of your background. Maybe post like a hotel room and the blank wall at the hotel room. They don't know which hotel you're at. They don't know where you are. You get what I'm saying? So like things like that, you know what I mean? Because yeah, they can try to mess with your trip, but if they don't have as much information about where you are and what you're doing, what hotel you're at, what country you're in, it's kind of harder for it to have an effect on you. Maybe you'll have nausea, headaches when you wake up. You may feel kind of like moody, but you won't be having a lot of problems surrounding you because monitoring spirits will not be able to find you because they don't know what your location is. They don't know the country you're in, the city you're in, things like that. That's why I said it's so important to post this stuff after, okay, when you come back. It's the same it's the same thing when it comes to like pregnancies. If you're pregnant, that's why when people are pregnant, they don't post their baby's names. They don't post that they're pregnant until they're past like 8 months. Even then, I don't think people should post their pregnancies until like the baby's born. You get what I'm saying? But to each its own.
I'm telling y'all women right now, don't be posting when y'all pregnant, because he'll be jealous. Be running down to the hoodoo lady, they'll be running down to the voodoo lady, they'll be running down to all types of shit to make sure you don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not going to say what I need to say because, you know, TikTok will probably try to remove this video. But, you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
I'm just speaking to you from someone who's suffered from this for a very long time and who's been dealing with this, you know, a dangerous person like this who does not care, does not have a heart to care, right? So and a lot of people are like, well, God is covering you, God's protecting you, so it doesn't matter what you post. But God gives us specific instructions too. And, you know, God is powerful, but God also does not want us to be stupid. Be wise as a serpent, okay? Be wise as a serpent. So there's times where I want to post something and God's like, no, you got to post it this time. God will say, nope, don't post it now. Post it in 2 weeks. And he tells me when to post it because he knows the mental state the witch is in at that time. He knows her emotions, her motives, her thoughts, how it's going to affect her at that time. It may not affect her as much 2 weeks from now because she may be in a good mood. She may not even be caring about me. She may not have gotten any money from the person that's paying to attack me. So the person that's paying to attack me may not have any money to pay her in 2 weeks, right? So it's kind of like God knows the timings of things. So God always instructs me on when to post things, when to share, you know, good news to people. He tells me when to wait to share good news, because good news is important to share because it's a testimony, right? It doesn't mean you're boasting or bragging. It's to uplift people and to encourage people. But he tells me when to share it, okay? Because there's, like I said, there's certain time and places, and energy always shifts. the energy you felt yesterday, the energy in the atmosphere yesterday, the energy around certain people yesterday won't be the same energy you're feeling today. You get what I'm saying? So energy always shifts when things in the world and things in the spirit always shift. Okay? Remember that. So always keep olive oil on you, in your car, in your home. Always keep olive oil on you. Okay, I'm going to do a video to teach you guys how to make really good anointing oil. I'm going to give you instruction and tell you what to do. And I'm going to share the video with you guys. Okay, oh, my ring light just died. Which is crazy because I'm about to end the video anyways. So another thing I want to say is, if the person that's attacking you is connected to family members, you will have to stay away from family gatherings. I can't tell you the birthday parties I've been invited to from certain family members, but I still don't go, because even though they may not talk to the main attacker, there's people that are around them that do talk to the main attacker, right? So they may be close to a family member who is close to the main attacker. So I still have to protect myself in that way, because main attacker may be someone that gossips with a family member who is going to that event, and they may go back and bring information to that family member. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to really be smart and think like that. You have to just use discernment. But what I always tell people to do is, like, always consult with God. Like, you know, whenever I get invited to anywhere, birthday party, gathering, anything like that, I always ask God, can I go? He'll say nope, or he'll say, yeah, you can go, you know? So he lets me know, right? This is why it's so important to, you know, continue to build your relationship with God, as in, like, continue to make sure you are seeking him, and, you know, because he's always there. He loves you, and the love that he has for you won't change. So he's never building his love for you, but it's you that has to continue to seek his face, continue to show your love, continue to keep your faith, and to continue to seek him, to be able to receive. Okay? So the more you do that, the more instructions you'll get, the more, you know, discerned you'll be, the more wiser you'll be, and the more you're going to be able to navigate through these obstacles. Okay, I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.